Hey gang, welcome back to the Comic Book Clubhouse. Your old buddy Rod, Dr. Silver Age with you again. This is a first for me, I believe. It is a kind of a request video. I got a request from MovieWorld Comics to show some Monster Times, the Monster Times that I have in my collection. I've only got about a dozen of them. So I got them right here. But he asked if I wouldn't show those because I had one in my background in the last video I did. And I said, sure. So we're going to show those. And we'll see how fast we get through them if we take our time. Fine. If we wind up with some more time on the other end, I've got a bunch of magazines. I got my magazine box out here. We'll thumb through some of the magazines I got and whatnot. So let's start off with, let's see, the Monster Times. They did, aside from their regular issues, they did 3 specials. And the first 2 were Star Trek specials. I can't remember what the third one was off the top of my head. But anyway, I have the second one, number 2, the super special Monster Times Collector's Edition, issue number 2. And this is Star Trek Lives. Okay, and then this one here, I've got out. This is my second time shooting this video because the first time my brand new microphone for some reason didn't record it. I don't know if I had it hooked up right or not. So anyway, so we're doing this take 2. Anyway, this right here is the first issue, volume 1, number 1. And on the cover here it says, let's see, bonus monster size color poster inside. The Men Who Saved Kong, Mushroom Monsters, The End of the World, and then up here in the corner there usually is some reference to an article about comics or comic books. But this one here just has, "This man is a fake," and it's a picture of Frankenstein. So anyway, this is the first issue of Monster Times. So I figured maybe we'll take a quick peek through it. And then I'll just show the other ones here. Because if I went through them all, we'd be here all night. So let's see. The Men Who Saved Kong. That's the opening page. Right there. And boy, you got to be really super careful with these because they are so brittle. Because they're on that newspaper style paper. Here we go with the table of contents and an article about Nosferatu. There's some more about Nosferatu. I mean, it had articles based on horror movies and whatnot. Oh, this is a horror movie that I always wanted to see, never seen it. Helps if I stay on camera, doesn't it? It's called The Golem, or Dark Golem. Always wanted to see this movie. I was just fascinated by the concept of it. Read about it in a monster book that I had. But never got the chance to see it either on TV or through video or even on demand nowadays or DVDs. Got a little Flash Gordon there. No, Buck Rogers. I'm sorry. Okay. Let's see here. Now we got some more on Buck Rogers. Oh, it's hard to keep it all together here. There we go. Still working the bugs out with the new camera. So, I'm going to move the microphone over here. Okay. And then the men who saved King Kong. And we got some photos from various Kong things. And then let's see here. We got the, yeah, here we go. This is the poster. Each newspaper came with a poster, and this one here is done by, I believe, Bernie Wrightson, 1971. Poster of Frankenstein. So that's pretty cool. And we got a story, an art story in here. It looks like about Nosferatu. And what else we got going on in here? Let's see. Sorry, Nami. That's my cat, just trying to steal the scene. So we got, let's see, different articles on various things that made supposed prophecy in movies and stuff. Like, let's see, Time Machine, stuff like that. Then we've got like a letters page. Got like a letters page, and then also got a Comic Con or a convention calendar telling about various conventions that are going on around the country there, which is pretty good, and an article on Clockwork Orange. And we got an ad for where you can send away to buy various different books, monster books and whatnot. And oh yeah, they've got right here, it's called Fanfare, and that is basically where people can write in. You can trade, buy, sell amongst collectors and whatnot on there. Much like the old comic buyer's guide had the ads in the back, the selling. I can't think of what you call them now. It's like a flea market in the newspaper, you know. So, all right, that was the first issue ever. And now we jump to issue number 16. And let's see, on the cover we've got Godzilla for President, Attack of the Plant Monsters, Memoirs of Mighty Joe Young, and the return of Dr. Phibes and Count Yorga. And up here we've got Comics Are Good Learning with, you can see the Man of Steel there, Clark Kent getting ready to do some business as the Man of Steel. All right, we got number 20. And this one features articles on Fu Manchu Wants You, Star Trek, A Super Salute, 20 Million Miles to Earth, and a Warped Neil Adams. And up here in the corner, it has Keep On Trekkin' with a cool picture of Spock. Little homage to the Keep On Truckin' thing. Okay. Next up, we've got issue number 22. The main articles are The Green Slime Blues. I remember that movie. I remember seeing the ads for that, the trailers for The Green Slime, being fascinated by that. But I was way too young at that point to go and see any kind of a horror movie. Let's see. Inside the Vault of Horror, Godzilla versus Ghidorah, and the results of the monster poll. So, there we go. And now we got, this one here was a different one, a different style. This was more done in like a magazine, and I don't know whether they were testing a new format or what, but this was actually a stapled like a magazine, but it was still on the newspaper pulp paper. So, and this is volume 1, number 23, with Godzilla, the King of the Monsters, being front and center. And then we've got Meet the Rat. I don't know what that is, what that's about, but okay. Next up, we've got from July 1973, issue number 24. And it's got Rodan, the Flying Monster, Last of the Planet of the Apes, Theater of Blood, and Mad Basil Wolverton. Can never say that name correctly. Mad Basil Wolverton. And then up here, The Return of the History of Comics. And the articles on Steranko's History of Comics Part 2. So, which I used to have. I have no idea what happened to it. Probably long gone to the annals of history. All right, we've got August of 73. This is issue number 25. And it is, the main stories are The Trouble with Star Trek, Horror Heroines, King Kung Fu, Werewolves on Wheels, and Captain Marvel's Maker. Plus there's a little blurb down here about an article on The Fly. And the comic corner up here says Batman and Superman as super salesmen. Issue number 25. And here we go, December of 1973. It's issue number 29. And the articles are EC Lives, Sinbad Sails Again, Inside the House of Frankenstein, The Truth About the Abominable Snowman, The Monster Times TV Cartoon Guide, and Japanese Monsters. And up here we've got Superman. Looks like he's got bags of money. Pretty cool. All right. This is May of 1974, issue number 33. And the articles are The Monster Times Goes Bananas, Sinister Simians, Killer Gorillas, Entertaining All Ape Issue, The Complete Saga of the Planet of the Apes, and The History of Celluloid Simians. And then up here it says The Comic Book Apes. And it looks like that's Commandy up there in the corner. I know a lot of people are big Planet of the Apes fans. So that would be of note, of interest to them. Let's see. October 1974. We've got Mr. Spock Speaks, Curse of the Werewolf, an article on robot monsters, and Martians Attack. All right. Getting down to the last two here. We've got January 1975, issue number 38. It's got articles on Sinbad's Golden Voyage, Beware the Blob Maker, A Giant History of Giant Film Giants, Confessions of a Makeup Master. And up here in the comic corner, it says Conan, Super Meanie. And the last issue I have is issue number 41 from May of 1975. And we've got articles on the 6 Frankensteins of Filmdom, It, the Terror from Beyond Space, Young Frankenstein, an article on Andy Warhol's Dracula, and How to Make a Mummy. And up in the comics corner it says Monster Movie Comics, with a picture of one of my favorite Universal monsters, the creature from the Black Lagoon. I love pretty much all the Universal monsters. I can remember staying up and watching them on the Late Horror Show, and really enjoying all of them. You know, being fascinated. Every Saturday night about 11:30 they would come on. We had a horror host for a while called Simon Sanctorum, and I used to watch him get on there. And then there was also a fella who used to come on Friday nights called The Ghoul, that was syndicated, I believe. I think out of Cleveland. I'm not sure. Might have been out of Detroit. Anyway. But, well, those are my issues of Monster Times. Monster Times, I fell in love with Monster Times. It was probably early 70s. It was, I can tell you exactly when it was. Whenever issue number 27 was on sale. Because we were... I had an uncle and an aunt that ran a dairy farm up in Canada, in a little town called Avondale. And we used to go up and visit every summer, spend about 4 or 5 days up there on the farm. It was a lot of fun, had a lot of fun there. Bought a lot of comics up there too. Well, maybe not a lot, but a few, I remember. But on our way up there, it's about a 6 to 8 hour drive. Can't remember. But it's a long drive. And I can't remember if it was in the city of Bangor or the city of Augusta, Maine. We stopped to get some breakfast, and it was in like a little indoor strip mall. And they had a like a stationery store. Had, you know, cards and stuff like that, but they also had some magazines. I don't remember them having comics, but they did have magazines and newspapers. And that's where I saw the Monster Times issue number 27. On the cover was a big splash page of Destroy All Monsters, the classic Japanese monster movie. And I knew about Godzilla at that time. I knew about Godzilla versus King Kong, I think it was. And other ones like Rodan, Mothra. But I didn't realize how many monsters there were until I saw that. And I was fascinated and mesmerized by it. Begged my parents to let me buy that. Or to buy it for me, actually. And they did. And I fell in love with it. I just thought it was awesome. Really got me interested in watching Creature Double Feature on Channel 56 out of Boston on Saturday afternoons. And they would always show a lot of the Japanese monster movies like that. But that began my love affair with Monster Times. I do not have issue 27. I currently keep an eye out for it on eBay, and if one comes up that's in great shape and affordable, I am going to pick it up, because that is a definite childhood wonderful memory for me, and I hope to get one someday here. But anyway, MovieWorld Comics. Hope you enjoyed that little Monster Times tribute there. What are we at? We're at 21 minutes, so we got some time. I'll go through some of my magazines I got here. Let's see here. We got Monsters Unleashed, number 9, with the Wendigo of Hulk fame. And we got Marvel preview with presents Thor the Mighty, and this is my off the rack or off the mag rack copy, and as you can tell, I think you could tell, it's pretty well loved. I read this thing to and from, back and forth. Even did a drawing of the cover. What else we got here? Okay, and this is a new magazine that's being published now by Warrant, by the company called Warrant. It's called The Creeps, and this is issue number 26. I pick these up whenever I get the chance. There's no place local that sells these, but I pick them up at Barnes and Noble, which is about 30 minutes south of here. It's in a heavy commercial area. We don't go up there too often because the traffic is just crazy. And people are nuts out there driving nowadays. So when I get up that way, we have a reason to go up there. We usually will stop in. My wife likes to buy some books, and I'll pick up the latest Creeps magazine. So I enjoy them. And it is reminiscent of the old eerie and creepy magazines. So it's pretty cool. Glad to see something like that lives on, you know. This right here is On the Scene presents Superheroes, and it's a Warren magazine. And it's got all kinds of articles on various heroes. So, pretty cool. All right, what else we got? We got, let's see, Bizarre Adventures number 32, featuring Thor and other gods, it says. And these are black and white magazines. And then we've got issue number 27 of Bizarre Adventures, and that features the secret lives of the X-Men. Woohoo! And now we got another issue of The Creeps, issue number 30. Pretty cool Wolfman cover. We got Marvel, I cannot talk tonight. I got Marvel Preview presents Man Gods from Beyond the Stars. And this is Marvel Preview presents the first issue. This is number 1. And these next two, I'm sure all you comic book collectors know. Remember, This is the Spectacular Spider-Man. It was a black and white mag put out by Marvel. It was pretty cool, pretty unique at the time. And then here is the second issue, which they made into a color issue. And I believe this has been reprinted. I think in Marvel Tales, somewhere along the line. Oh, what else we got? Whoa, oh, we have a crap-a-lanch. Let's see. We got Savage Tales, and I looked for a number on this one, and I don't know what number it is. I think it's like 7 or 8, but I'm not sure. But I got this because it had Kazar and Conan the Barbarian on the cover together. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it was Neil Adams that did this cover. And I'm a Neil Adams guy. And then, let's see, we've got The Man of Bronze, Doc Savage. That's the first issue, number 1. I believe this was coming out around the time they were doing the movie with, I think, Ron Ely, who used to play Tarzan. And here is issue number 2. And issue number 7. I try and pick these up when I can, when I come across them, when I see them, they're in decent shape and affordable. So keep an eye on eBay. What else do I got here? Let's see. I found the Destroyer magazines. There's number 1, and these were put out by Marvel. Remo Williams, the Destroyer, from the paperback novel series. And that was number 1. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 copies of number 1. Here's issue number 2. I got 1, 2 copies of those. That one. Number 3, you got 2 copies of this. I was really big into the Destroyer in the late 70s and throughout the 90s. Number 4. Number 5. And these are all black and white mags. Number 6. Number 7. And number 8. I don't know if there were only 8 issues or not. All I have are these 8. But I enjoyed that character. A friend of mine from work back in those days introduced me to the character in the Destroyer novel series, and the collector gene in me just went crazy. And told you, like in the last video, I just went out and tried to buy as many of them as I could. And I really enjoyed that series. I love the characters. Remo Williams, Chun. I think there's their boss is Harold something. Harold Smith, something like that. But it's been so long since I read one of them. But I really enjoy them, the characters. And, oh, yeah, in my last video I mentioned I had picked up in a 50-cent bin, I had picked up from Innovation Hero Alliance comic, and I mentioned briefly that somewhere I had the graphic novel. Found it. Here we go, the graphic novel of Hero Alliance. So, and let's see. That's about it. I'll show this one too. Squadron Supreme. I got a couple of more graphic novels, but I love the Squadron Supreme, Squadron Sinister. This is one of my favorite books with them in it. So, pretty cool. Pretty cool. So, alrighty. We're just over a half hour. So, I want to thank MovieWorld Comics for suggesting this video and showing my Monster Times collection. Hopefully be able to pick up more, and if I do, you can bet I'll be sharing them with you guys. So thank you very much for that suggestion, and if anybody has any other suggestions of what they might want to see out of my collection, if I have it, I'll show it. I'll do a video on it. So don't be afraid to make suggestions or ask if I have something. I'll let you know. I think that's going to do it for this video. And I want to thank you all for hanging around and visiting with me again. Hopefully now we can do this more often. Real quick, I just tell you, I did the last video with my new laptop, my new mic, and my new camera. And normally with my old laptop, it would take me for a half hour to an hour video, it would take me 2 to 3 hours to produce it, and then another 2 hours or so to 3 hours to upload it to YouTube. So it's like 6 hours. And then you got to add on the time, the hour to do it. So that's 7. Plus getting things set up, that's probably another hour or so. So I needed about 8 to 10 hours to do a video. And that's why I got away from doing a lot of videos, because I just did not have the time to devote to it. You know, I'd have to say, okay, I need about 8 to 10 hours on a Sunday or a Saturday. And there's just so much, you know, I always say real life gets in the way, because you got other things you got to get done, and to try and squeeze it in, man, it was tough. So I told you what it used to take. Now with this new setup here, I did that last video. It took me 7 minutes to load. 7 minutes to produce. 7 minutes. I couldn't believe it. It took me 15 minutes to upload it. And it uploaded directly from the software, the editing software, uploaded it directly to my YouTube channel, which my old one could never do. So in less than an hour, in less than 45 minutes, in less than a half an hour, I was able to produce it and get it onto the YouTube. That just blows my mind, and it's really got me pumped to do more videos. When I can do a video in an hour, makes a big difference than eight hours, you know. So thanks a lot. Hope to see you guys again real soon. Like I said, if anybody's got any suggestions, throw them on in the comments. And just I love reading your comments and whatnot. I greatly appreciate you guys hanging out with me. So, all right, we're gonna wrap this baby up. 34 minutes. Okay, so we will see you next time. Until then, be good. All right, 6 to an even. Over and out.
This concludes our broadcast day.